Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the weekly reading for the energies of June 1st to the 7th. We have the 9 piles we're going to work with today. I am going to shuffle on camera, so this will take a few minutes extra. And how was everyone's May? Let us know in the comments. I do have a confession to make, as you've probably noticed already. If you happen to be of the zodiac signs for Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, we are a little bit behind in the forecast readings for the June. I had hoped to have them all uploaded for you by the 1st. Currently, I'm in the midst of filming for the Libra ones. And it's all very new to me, as you've probably noticed since the channel has just pretty much started. So I didn't take into consideration when I said, oh, I can have this done, the actual time for the editing and uploading of the films, videos. So it was just like, oh yeah, this is only going to be a half-hour video. Here's a half-hour video. Here's a... yeah, no. Anyway, so yeah, they are coming. They will be up by the end of the week. And hopefully everyone's okay with the delay. It looks like I will have to maybe consider doing a free giveaway reading just to compensate for that one. Huh? We'll look into that more later. As we're going along with these, as I'm shuffling, I'd like to introduce you and invite you to our online store. We're offering one-on-one readings, either live via Zoom, also recorded readings, which will look actually very similar to what we're doing here, but it'll be just for your own energies or just in response to a question that you've asked during purchase. Those, I usually try to make those half an hour, and way too many cards. And the live one-on-one sessions are also half an hour. And there's also a written response as well, which is 2 to 3 pages. Small hands, I'm telling you. And those are also available for based on whatever question you may ask. We also have Twitter, which is just, it's a way to update with regard to what's going on as far as when new videos are uploaded, what's going on as far as maybe I can start doing astrology type information there as with regard to sort of who's having a retrograde, when the full moon is, what type of full moon it is, maybe a little information regarding that. Being Twitter, it can't be a lot, right? Based on they have very small spacing. We also have Pinterest, which currently has a few boards on it. All the links are in the description and in the body of the About section in YouTube as well. But with the Pinterest, we have what cards are good to see in spreads with regard to an issue that you may be having or a concern you may be experiencing. There's also, I just started doing, actually yesterday, I created a board because everybody loves animals, and I only want 1 card for each. It's basically a board of just sort of fun animals that help brighten your day. And there's also a new board up for self-care. It's backwards. It's anything from what aromatherapies or what essential oils are good for certain things, what crystals are meant to be good for certain things, either ailments, concerns. Chakras are also being involved in that. And just general overall wellness and well-being items is what I'm looking for doing for boards. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. And if you have any suggestions for readings too, we are doing readings throughout June. Specifically, of course, we're doing the weeklies, as I'm doing now, the zodiac ones, and also the new moons, full moon, I think I said new moons, sorry, the new moon, full moon, eclipse, and actually there's 2 eclipses in June. It's going to be kind of cool. And there's also retrogrades, as I mentioned already, and there's also varying, there's also the readings that have to do with the end of the month. I've been mentioning this in the actual zodiac signs, but what I'm going to be doing is a reading for everybody's zodiac for what was your takeaway from June. What was the lesson that you were meant to learn during this particular month for your growth and high vibing. We're almost finished here. Okay. I know I'm not basically using the same practice as far as shuffling for each deck. What I'm doing is I'm going through and taking, if the cards fall out, great, as long as it's one. But if only several cards fall out or nothing's coming out at a time, I'll give it a chance to come out, and then I'm figuring what I'm getting in a sense of energies is that at some point, whatever the top one is, if nothing's coming out and jumping out, nothing really active, it doesn't mean that it's not meant to be there. It's just a quieter deck, okay? It's also just a quieter moment. I am typing this in the evening, so I don't know if cards necessarily have a time of day, but yeah, just in case they may be a little tired. They've been working a lot this weekend, so. As you can see, I'm kind of holding this a little differently because these are way, way tall. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here we are. This is, again, like I said, June 1st to the 7th. And we're going to start out with the 4 of Cups in reverse. Reversals on the 4 of Cups, that's a good thing. 4 of Cups usually speaks of remorse or being stuck in a pattern of sadness. And we have the Queen of Wands also in reverse. We have the Page of Cups upright. We have Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. We have Door to Romance. And the number on top is 33. I actually saw that in a spread I was watching on a different one as well. Different one being a different reader. I watch them sometimes on YouTube, and I noticed that one in one of the spreads I watched recently. We have Tranquility, and that is make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much-needed self-care. That sounds like a really good card. Okay, we also have Message. 45 is the number on top. Your moon card is your commitment is being tested. It's the first quarter moon card. And And lastly, but never leastly, the shadow work to be done is featured by Mamem Brigitte, and it's Redemption. Okay, so overall, it looks like this is a quiet week for everybody. We're not in a Four of Cups. Now, a Four of Cups, when it's upright, it's basically forlornness, it's sadness, it's missing what's lost and not really seeing a possibility. So we have the person in this is paying attention to these cups here and not paying attention to an offer over here. It's very similar to the Five of Cups in that respect, but it's basically like it's trying to get your attention. So you're quietly in contemplation of things that are gone. And see, the Five of Cups, the next one up, is basically like, okay, you didn't pay attention to one, how about two? You know, it's offering even more. It's offering that Two of Cups love kind of thing coming in. This is an offer of something new that may be coming if you would turn to it. So right now you're paying attention to a past, to a lost something or other in love or in partnership. The Queen of Wands in reverse is, the Queen of Wands upright is being confident in your passions, being confident in your abilities, being confident in your drive, as it were. It's the headlining card for Aries. Now, granted, the headlining card for Aries overall is the Emperor card, but the headlining card for Aries for their own suit, for on the feminine side, is the Queen of Wands, and it's a not quite there energy, and that could be, as I said, you're not in the Four of Cups, and that could be something you're coming out of. You're sort of starting to come out of that concentration of what you've lost, but you haven't quite gotten to the point yet where you're in your passion, that you haven't acknowledged your passions yet. So you do have the Page here also of Cups, and so what I'm seeing is that you're not quite in your passion, but you do have a message coming in, an offer coming in of love. So while your passions aren't available, that offer still stands. That offer is still open to you. And you do have Dance with Life, and the Dance with Life is do something to change your energies. So you do have that ability on hand this week to be able to change your own energies, to be able to turn that passion around and accept this. You kind of want this, the Four of Cups to stay in that way, and so that you're not forlorn anymore, and you have come out of that. That's good. What we need to do now is maybe turn on some good music, turn on something that you love dancing to, get that passion up, get that energy level up, and then we can turn that around, and you'll actually be able to receive this new message of love and companionship that's coming in. The door of romance is currently open to you, and that's what this page is coming with, that offer. Self-care, and granted, like I said, the dancing is good, of course, getting your heart rate up and getting yourself sort of out of the space of your head, as it were, is always good. But remember the self-care as well, and self-care can be dancing. I mean, just how many times have you been in a bad mood or just in a sadness, and you get in your car, you turn the radio on, and all of a sudden there's that song, and you're dancing to it, you're singing along at the top of your lungs as you're driving down the highway, and all of a sudden you feel your energies and your vibe increase like tenfold without even having to do anything other than listen to that music. We do have also the message again. It's really specific. It's funny because you've got the message literally under the messenger. So it's asking you to pay attention to that message that's coming towards you. There is something, and the spirits and the guides want you to be ready for it, to be ready to embrace it. So they're saying that your commitment is being tested, and it doesn't necessarily mean your commitment to a person or to a position. If this is regarding a job, if you've had recently some issues with work, it could also be your commitment to yourself. So you've got something that's been lost that you're finally coming around from. You haven't gotten to the new point of where you're able to come out of it yet, as far as like wanting to have something new and passionate and you're ready to go. But there is something coming for you. There's a message coming for you that's affectionate and loving and positive. And what Spirit is asking is that you commit to yourself and you allow yourself to have that self-care, have that dance, work on yourself and commit to yourself enough and commit to where you want to be so that you can be in that vibe, on that wavelength for when that messenger arrives and you can receive that message that's coming in. Your shadow work for this week is redemption. It doesn't mean that what happened in the past that you've been sort of locked away with was anything bad and that you've made a mistake necessarily. It's just redeeming and accepting your own forgiveness. You need to redeem yourself to yourself, not necessarily to anyone else, because it is shadow, so it's something to do with how you're feeling, what's holding you back from accepting the message that's coming in, from accepting the love and becoming passionate yet again with life, accepting that door of romance is finally opening. And door to romance could literally be romance if that's what you're looking for during this week, or it could just be a door to a new friendship as well. Sometimes the cards, I don't take them necessarily exactly as they're printed with the oracle cards. It's really how they come out together. So work on your self-care. Dance like you've never danced before. Close your drapes, open your drapes, do whatever you need to do. And just crank up that music. Listen to headphones if you happen to live in an apartment where you can't crank up your music and not bother your neighbors. But get yourself vibing. Get yourself in that higher mode, that higher level of being. And really bring yourself into a happier state so that you can become passionate again, live life again, want life again, want love, affection, companionship again. It's meant for you. You just got to redeem yourself to yourself, commit to yourself. So commit to that self-care. There's a card in one of the decks that refers to self-parenting. We don't have that here, but it's really something that you should consider for the week as well, or look into. You know, maybe it's you haven't been going to bed on time, so you've been sort of slacking off with everything that's going on. You've been sort of neglecting your regular self-care routine. Maybe drinking a little more if you happen to be somebody who drinks, eating a little more if you happen to be somebody who eats like extra foods, or maybe a bag of chips you wouldn't normally buy, kind of thing. So it's asking that you bring yourself back into your self-care. Become that parent that you kind of need at the moment, so that you can become that higher self that you know you are, that the universe knows you are, and you can receive the messages that are coming in for you to help you become an even better version of yourself. This is what I have for everybody for this again for June 1st to the 7th. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Like I said, there's periodic readings throughout the month. Don't want to miss any of those. And yeah, let us know how you're doing, and come back next week when we do this again next Sunday. And let's see where we're all at, okay?